I noticed that you also vice chaired the California High-Speed Rail Authority Board.
I did.
This is a project that I think a lot of Californians were extremely excited about, but has been plagued with a lot of challenges, a lot of cost overruns. I mean, is it going to get done?
Well, it's going to get done. Let's start there, okay? A lot of the issues that we came across had to do with the fact that we are the first.
Public support for the project is kind of becoming more tepid. It's not necessarily getting the same support it used to in the legislature. What would you do to restore confidence in this project and to rally your colleagues around the idea of getting it done?
I honestly think a lot of my colleagues need education. They just don't know what's going on. They don't know the vast strides we've made. Remember, and this was something that Rod Diridon, who was one of the first chairs of the High-Speed Rail Authority Board, told me. He said, we started in the middle because we had to start in the middle, because that's the area that has the most asthma, the most pollution, and it can benefit the most. But we also started in the middle because we wanted Los Angeles and San Francisco to be clamoring for this thing. And that is not an issue. We're still clamoring. You know, the difference is I think Northern California sort of sees the big picture and recognizes you start in the middle, it gets there. Southern California, I think, needs a little more education.
So locally, our own muni system is facing a pretty dire budget outlook. The agency could run out of money by 2026. So in your view, where should the revenue come from? And how do we make sure that this system is sustainable?
Ever since I've been in public transportation, the SFMTA has been about, we're running out of money. And I get it. You know, there are a lot of reasons why they feel that way. But the reality is we have to have abundant, accessible, and affordable transportation if we're going to take all those people who are in cars and move them over. The funding may come locally. I know we're talking about a 2022 kind of a measure, but what I've been working on for 3 years now is building a coalition, and we're coming together to try and have a mega measure, is what we're calling it, which would be a $100 billion measure. The name of the group is Voices for Public Transportation. We want it to be progressive. We don't want to do the usual, which is pile a sales tax on or something like that. We want this to be progressive. We want to make sure there's tons more service and that the operators are treated well and that it's green.
So this would be a bond?
No, it would not be a bond. It would be, there are still some different opportunities of what it might be, but it would definitely be progressive.
It's not a bond. Is it a tax?
And most likely would be something having to do potentially with income tax. That seems to raise the most within San Francisco, with high income earners,
Okay.
of which we have a lot.